Hey, good morning.
Morning.
This is Tanya. Hello, Tanya.
Hi.
So, Tanya is graciously doing a FaceTime video for me for a follow up on her progress. So, you had started with me right around July, early July.
Right.
And so, talk to me about how did you find me? Let's start there.
Actually, I had a friend who had heard of you, and so she referred me since she knew I had Hashimoto's and some other kind of health issues that I was trying to address.
Okay, so you knew you had Hashimoto's going in it already. Okay.
Mhm.
And what was it maybe that she told you that she said that influenced you to want to contact me?
So she told me about the Valley Thyroid Institute and a little bit of research she had done, I think, and she'd spoken to you. And I was working with just a normal endocrinologist and was feeling like none of it was really helping, right? I was
Okay.
just kind of getting by. And so I thought having a more like focused approach, working with you might be a smarter way to approach my issues.
Okay. And then how long have you had these symptoms of the Hashimoto's and of these other health issues?
I think I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's in maybe 2013
13.
uh,
Okay.
or so, sometime around then. And kind of have just been tired for a really long time. So it was probably obviously around even before that.
Right.
But I think I got put on Synthroid probably around 2013 sometime.
Okay. So you found out about the diagnosis in 2013, about 5 years ago, but you mentioned here that you've been having symptoms since 2007, 2008 even.
Yeah, I gained a lot of weight in 2008, like 80 pounds that
Okay.
year. And so it was pretty significant.
Okay. So probably even since then, this has been going on for probably 10 years.
For sure.
Okay. And then what kind of symptoms were you having that these endocrinologists just couldn't seem to resolve?
So really bad fatigue was one that I've dealt with for a long time. I just
Mhm.
kind of manage. Some kind of intestinal stuff, right? So kind of inconsistent um, digestive issues, bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, like all of that kind of alternating. Just depends on like what day it was.
Right.
Um, some like really dry skin. Um, the fatigue is honestly the thing. Oh, and cloudy, like foggy
Foggy
brain.
brain, yeah. You mentioned the foggy brain was really bad, and I guess you'd had like a series of infections as well.
Oh yeah, and a lot of like feminine infections.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. And so that had been going on for 5 years, roughly?
yeah. The infections were getting significantly worse in the last like 9 months,
Okay. Okay.
and that's actually what drove me to figure out that I really needed to do something kind of more serious to get my health back in order because it was like one after the other, after the other, after the other. It was getting really uncomfortable.
Right. So something other than just here, take this medication, go away.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we started working together right around early July. And when would you say you first started noticing some improvement?
I'd say within like the first 3 weeks. I mean,
For
two
sure.
to 3 weeks, I was starting to feel like a little bit less foggy brained. And like within a month, I was definitely feeling a lot less tired.
Wow. Nice. Nice. Okay. And then, so here we are now. We are not quite 3 months, right around 2 and 3/4 months, something like that.
Yep.
And what would you say? What's your percentage of improvement from when we started to now? Would you say?
So I'd say the fatigue is probably like a 70% improvement over
Nice.
when we started in July. I haven't had any infections of that
Nice.
sort since the beginning.
Great.
Um, the cloudy brain, foggy brain situation is probably about the same, like 75% better than it was when we started.
Nice.
And like my skin and nails and hair and everything just feels kind of more well nourished.
Right. Okay. So there's definitely some things that we were able to help out other than just through the medication.
Right.
Nice. Great. Good for you. That's awesome. You've been dealing with this for 10 years, and in 3.5 months, you're like 75% better overall.
Better.
That's awesome. Awesome. So, what would you say to people who are they're scouring the internet and they're seeing somebody like you, and what would your best piece of advice be to somebody like that?
Um, I mean, I would say that finding a program like yours where it's very it's logical and focused on fixing, the things that create the symptoms, and kind of attacking them one at a time, so it's not super overwhelming. Because I've dieted forever, tried to lose weight forever, tried to get healthy, but it's just kind of more abstract. And
Right.
working with you has been a lot more like, here's the step, here's the blood results that show that this is actually happening, this is getting better. So I would say, working with a program like this where it's focused and not overwhelming, because you kind of walk you through all the steps, is a really helpful way to get healed.
Awesome. Awesome. That's incredibly cool. Thank you so much for doing this. I mean, people are thanking you for doing this. People look at these videos all the time and they think
Good.
they're the only one, but there's an answer out there. One other
Right.
thing, what would you say? This is the first time you and I have actually seen each other.
Right.
You've never been to my office. What would you say to people who say, "Well, but I'm on the other side of the country. I'm on the other side of the world. How's this going to work?"
You know what? I actually hate leaving the office to go to the doctor because it's such an inconvenience.
Right.
And so, like, on top of not having to leave my office, it's just super convenient to be able to fit it into my schedule whenever I can do it. You can give me all the same information that I would get if I went to go sit in your office. I've honestly felt like it's a way more efficient way for me to deal with getting my health in order, because a
Right.
lot of times you can't get away from work,
Right.
your annual appointment with your doctor, let alone, every 2 weeks to talk about what your progress is.
Right.
So I feel like it's easy no matter where you're at. I mean, I'm not that far from you, but this saves me hours by being able to talk to you about it on the phone.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Great.